Ever since the Fate Stay Night visual novel first came out in 2003, there's never really been a time where Fate was considered unpopular, but in the advent of the ufotable anime and Fate Grand Order, I think it's safe to say that Fate's never been as popular as it has been in the last few years. But, of course, you don't have to take my word for it. I mean, you could just take Twitter's word for it. After all, Fate Grand Order was the single most tweeted about video game on Twitter in 2018, beating out the likes of even Fortnite. And if I've learned anything over the years, it's that if a series is popular for long enough, and perhaps has enough waifus, then you can rest assured it will fall down the slippery slope that is Japanese merchandising. But just how slippery is this slope, you may be wondering? Well, that's what I'm here to show you. More specifically, I want to show you just how much official Fate merchandise and marketing campaigns are out there. And to help me out with this task is a certified normal guy over here, and we'll just call him, you know what, we'll go ahead and call him Shiro. Now, like I just said, Shiro here is a totally normal guy except for two very important details. One, he owns every single piece of official Fate merchandise that's ever been made, and two, any official crossover campaign that Fate's ever been a part of is still going on where Shiro lives. And what we're gonna do here is we're just gonna follow Shiro on an average day of his life, and we're just gonna see if someone could live entirely off of Fate merchandise. Spoiler alert, you absolutely can. Oh, and don't forget to stick around until the end of the video, by the way, because this video is being sponsored by Swords. Tell me, have you ever heard of the Sunshine City Prince Hotel? Well, it's a lovely hotel in Ikebukuro, and they have a whole floor of themed rooms called the Ikepri 25, and wouldn't you know it, in the year of our Lord 2019, the rooms were themed after Fate Grand Order, and they named the whole floor Hotel Chaldia for the duration of the campaign. And honestly, it's a pretty elaborate campaign. There were rooms made to resemble things like Camelot and Baker Street, you know, there was a music room, a theater, and it was all just decorated wonderfully. But unfortunately, there was no Shiro room, so we'll just say that Shiro lives in a Gilgamesh-themed room because, honestly, I mean, look at this, who wouldn't want to live here? And at the ring of his Fate Zero alarm clock, he removes his blue beard eye mask and gets out from under his Fate pillows and blankets. But wait, according to his Fate Servant daily calendar, today's a Sunday, so he shouldn't be needing to get up so early, right? Well, normally, perhaps, yes, but today is a very special Sunday because Shiro has not one, not two, but 3 dates that he has to get ready for, including a breakfast date, so he's gotta get ready pretty quick. Now, the first thing he has to do is make himself presentable. I mean, there's no way he can stay in his Fate Extra Last Encore sweats and case files of Lord El Melwa II t-shirt all day. Well, an exciting day calls for an exciting pair of underwear, so first things first, he changes from his boring Fate underwear to one of his 3 exciting pairs of glow-in-the-dark Fate underwear. Fancy. Now, how about an ensemble? He's definitely got no shortage of official Fate clothes at his disposal, but today he's feeling kinda business casual, so he's wearing his Fate Apocrypha jeans, his Sanrio Fate Grand Order button-up, Heaven's Feel cardigan, Heaven's Feel socks, and Unlimited Bladeworks Super Groupies sneakers. Oh, and he almost forgot to apply some Fate Axe body spray, but luckily his official Gilgamesh X Axe body spray wall scroll reminded him. Thank you, Axe Body Spray Gilgamesh, thank you. Where would we be without you? But anyways, he grabs a Fate Zero mint and now he's ready to take on the day. So Shiro here being a fan of, well, Shiro, when he thinks breakfast date, he thinks it would be absolute sacrilege to do anything less than make breakfast himself. So he dons his Fate apron and Fate oven mitts, grabs his Fate cooking utensils, and whips up one of the many recipes featured in today's menu for the Emiya family, which, by the way, can serve not only as a cute spin-off series, but also a surprisingly effective cookbook. He uses his Fate lighter to light some Fate candles, you know, just for a little bit of extra pizzazz, and he finishes up just in time for his date to arrive, and we'll call her, you know, let's call her Sakura. I mean, it's pretty fitting. After all, she's wearing the Sakura outfit from the official Fate X Journal Standard fashion campaign. But that's not all she's wearing, cause that's sweet scent in the air tells Shiro that she's also wearing the Sakura-scented Heaven's Feel perfume. Now, don't ask me what happened, because honestly, I'm not sure, but the bottom line is that the food Shiro tried to prepare didn't exactly turn out the way he was hoping it would. Yeah, can't imagine how that might have happened. It sure is a mystery. But the good news is that despite this, Shiro here is a fast thinker and he's got a backup plan. With all the romantic energy he can muster, he serves Sakura a few cans of Fate Zero canned bread in this gold Fate bowl with this honestly lovely set of Excalibur silverware. Surely this will impress her. Or, you know, at least it would if, gosh darn it, wouldn't you know it, time just flew right on by and Sakura's gotta get going before she misses her Fate Zero bus. Love the license plate in these photos, by the way. And speaking of buses, Shiro's got a Heaven's Feel bus that he needs to catch to get to his next date too, so he's gotta get going pretty quick. But don't worry, he's not leaving so quickly that he'd forget to lock up his room with his trusted Heaven's Feel key. So very trusted. But anyways, Shiro is now en route to his second date, and this time he's meeting a girl named, you know what, let's go ahead and keep with this pattern. Let's call her Rin. And like Sakura, of course, she is dressed from head to toe in nothing but official Fate clothes. In fact, her outfit comes from the 2018 Super Groupies Fate campaign. And I gotta be specific and say 2018, because they've actually teamed up a couple of times. But the 2018 campaign had a whole Rin-themed outfit, so of course Rin is wearing that. Oh, or at least she's wearing mostly that. The jeans actually aren't a part of this campaign, so we'll just say that instead of those jeans, she's wearing, you know what, that Journal Standard campaign I mentioned earlier sold a pair of jeans that looked like these as part of their Lancer outfit, so, we'll go ahead and say it's those jeans. And of course, we cannot forget to talk about her makeup. She's using the new Fate X Sanrio line on her face, and then she had her nails done at a nail salon in Akihabara called Ayumino, who once hosted an official Fate campaign. And in case you were wondering, yes, of course, Rin went with the Rin design, but a couple of Saber designs were available too. But back to what's going on, so Shiro and Rin have some pretty fun plans ahead, so they just want to get something quick for lunch, so they're just going to be stopping by a Japanese convenience store called Lawson. Now, Lawson has done a handful of official campaigns with Fate, and they've resulted in things like the aforementioned golden bowl, some really nice acrylic standees, buttons, buns that look like Saber Altar, fried chicken, you know, pretty standard stuff here. So, fried chicken and buns in hand, Shiro and Rin are headed off to Tokyo's Ancient Orient Museum. And what are they doing there, you may be wondering? Well, they're doing what any Fate-loving couple would do on a date. They're listening to the official recording of Gilgamesh's voice actor, Tomokazu Seki, recite the Epic of Gilgamesh, and then they're gonna listen to his official recording of the audio guide for the museum's Gilgamesh exhibit. So, yeah, they end up having a really great time at the museum, but alas, just like Sakura, Rin's got some other matters to attend to, so Fate Extella Walkman in hand, you know, just to make sure the walk is a little nicer, she leaves. And so with that, Shiro's gotta start heading off to his third and final date of the day. He calls for an unlimited Bladeworks taxi, and he's on his way to the Ufotable Cafe. He's a little nervous about this date, since it's definitely the biggest of the three, so he starts reading an issue of the Japanese men's lifestyle magazine Brutus, which featured Gilgamesh on the cover to help ease his nerves. But eventually, Shiro gets to the Ufotable Cafe, and his third and final date, who, of course we have to call Saber, is already there waiting for him. As you'd expect, she is, of course, dressed in nothing but Fate merch as well. We'll say that she's wearing the Saber outfit from the Journal Standard Fate campaign. Now, Shiro doesn't know this, but Saber here has a really good feeling about how this date's gonna go, so underneath the Journal Standard clothes, she's also wearing her official Super Groupies Fate lingerie, and yes, she's wearing it in the Saber colors, of course. But let's not get too ahead of ourselves here. So the two of them enjoy some great Fate-themed dishes at the Ufotable Cafe, where everything from the seats to the decor, and even possibly the company you sit with, is Fate-themed. But neither Shiro nor Saber need that today, and being the gentleman that he is, Shiro covers the whole meal with his Fate credit card, which he keeps in his Fate wallet. And now that they've got a good meal in them, it's off to tonight's next big event. They're going to an official Fate Grand Grand Order escape room. And tell you what, while they're making their way over there, let me go ahead and tell you about this for just a hot second. I mean, it's not exactly every day that anime and gacha games get their own escape rooms. So this Fate Grand Order escape room has been met with a lot of positivity, and it's had multiple runs across at least 6 cities in Japan purely through popular demand. And it's a good thing that it's had so many runs too. It's been reported that in its first run in Tokyo, tickets sold out within 5 minutes. In fact, an ANN writer got a chance to visit it at one point and said, quote, "Even if you're terrible at puzzles in general and escape games in specific, I would recommend Escape from the Baker Street to any fan as long as you speak enough Japanese to play it. Win or lose, it feels like a missing chapter to Fate Grand Order, and the fact that you get to actually participate in the story is the icing on the already delicious cake." So once Shiro and Saber finish up at the escape room, they decide to conclude the night by watching a Fate Grand Order water show at the Odaiba Beach Park. And they're accompanied, of course, by some Heaven's Feel stick cakes and wine that Shiro brought just for the occasion. Oh, and don't worry, of course he didn't forget his Fate wine glasses. Where has he been keeping them this whole time, you may be wondering? That is irrelevant. Moving on! In case you were wondering, the show was made in celebration of Hokusai joining Fate Grand Order, and the whole thing was just a really cool projection of Hokusai's noble phantasm, which was of course inspired by Hokusai's famous Great Wave off Kanagawa. In any case, all in all, it was a lovely night for Saber and Shiro, but I gotta say was, because that was no longer the case once they ran into Rin and Sakura at the show. Now, for Shiro's sake, I don't want to give you the details of what went down, but what I can say is that Shiro came home alone. Very, very alone. He's disappointed with how today turned out, of course, and looking at his $5,800 autographed Saber illustration, his $1,600 Rin tapestry, and his $2,600 topless Sakura film strip, well, they certainly aren't helping his mood. Oh, actually, wait a minute, quick pause. I can't exactly throw around numbers like that without explaining them. So, the autographed Saber illustration and the Rin tapestry were sold in 2014 and 15 respectively at charity auctions by Machi Asobi. As for the Sakura strip, on the other hand, there's actually a really funny story behind this one. So, the Fate Stay Night Heaven's Feel movies, in case you didn't know, have all had theatrical releases. And Japanese moviegoers got free film strips of miscellaneous scenes throughout the movie, you know, just as a cute little freebie promotional item. Now, nobody thought much of these when Heaven's Feel 1 was the only movie out, but then Heaven's Feel 2 came along, and I won't spoil the context, but what I will tell you is that there's a, well, I want to stay monetized, so we'll just say that there's a very adult scene involving Sakura, and people were surprised that this scene made it into the movie, of course, but what was even more surprising was the fact that some of the aforementioned film strips were of this scene. The catch was that the ones with this specific scene were rare, but one lucky fan who got one sold it on Yahoo Auctions for the equivalent of about $2,600. By the way, is now a good time to remind you that this moviegoer would have got this little film strip for free when they went to go see the movie? Shiro sighs. He's feeling lonely, and he just doesn't want to think about the girls right now. He snuggles up into the loving arms of not one, not two, but all 3 of his Fate Zero boyfriend arm pillows. And once he's all good and snug, he falls asleep while looking at his complete collection of Ufotable White Day goods, which includes, but is not limited to, buttons, clear files, acrylic standees, and they're mostly of Gilgamesh, Tokiomi, and Canis, but there are at least visuals for Shiro, Archer, and Waver. And at the center of his collection is the $6,800 Tokiomi tapestry. Yeah, so, fun fact, this Tokiomi tapestry was sold in the same charity auction as the aforementioned Rin one. In fact, this wasn't just the most expensive item sold in that auction, but as far as I can tell, the most expensive piece of official Fate merchandise sold just in general. In fact, the bidding war for this one was so fierce that the fans who were bidding for it were forced to settle it with a game of rock, paper, scissors. But in any case, is it possible to live entirely off of Fate merchandise? Yeah, Yeah, it definitely seems like it. In fact, I didn't even get a chance to mention a lot of the other stuff I found, so now seems like as good a time as ever to mention the campaigns and merch that I couldn't quite stuff into Shiro's day. So, just for the record, in case you were wondering, there's also official Fate posters that promote blood donation, bags, ties, book covers, a surprisingly large number of chargers, a mini fan, earbuds, Jabbit, life-sized wall sticker, a very fancy fountain pen, keyboards, mahjong, chess sets, hot dogs, this honestly hilarious paper knife, rulers, life-size statues, fidget spinners, darts, plenty of glasses that you can clean with Gilgamesh's washboard abs, tape, a tape dispenser, Christmas cake, and campaigns with Sukiya, Nakao, Todai Ramen, Seiko, Pizza Hut, 7-Eleven, Coco's, and the Japanese Racing Association. Fun fact, some of these campaigns are in fact so official that you can see their promo art in the art book that comes with the Heavens Feel 2 limited edition. And so, on that note, the moment we've all been waiting for, I'm sure, in the most on-brand move possible, this video is being sponsored by Swords. Oh my god, I feel like I've waited my whole life to say that sentence. To be more specific, this video is being sponsored by SwordGuyStore.com, where you can buy fantastic real swords based on anime, video games, movies, and more. As a matter of fact, check this out. They sent me this gorgeous Excalibur replica. Seriously, look at this thing. It's life-sized, it's gorgeous, it's not too heavy, and I love it. You can get swords like this one, Shiro's swords, or lots of other swords from anime, video games, and movies in their bottomless box deal, where you get 10 items guaranteed per box like these. You're also gonna get a couple of extra sword-related accessories and or pop culture items. Sword Guy Store ships worldwide with an estimated 4-day shipping time for North America. If your state or country has age restrictions on buying such things, they will apply. And if you enter the coupon code REDBARDFreeGift when you make your order, you'll get an extra 11th item in your bottomless box. If you got a sword lover in your life, cosplayers, or maybe you are the sword lover and or cosplayer, then this really is a great deal. Again, that is SwordGuyStore.com and coupon code REDBARDFreeGift when you buy the bottomless box. God, I still cannot believe that I got a Fate video, of all things, sponsored by Swords. Dreams really do come true, everybody. Real talk though, does anybody know where I can get one of those XX Gilgamesh wall scrolls? 'Cause I genuinely want one.